So I'm just going to be using this picture, and I've cropped it so it's only covering 2/3 of the page. And then I'm going to duplicate that picture and flip it around. And on the perspective filter, I'm just going to drag out the ends. And then I'm just repositioning the top one so they line up. I'm then going to add a HSL adjustment and bring the saturation down. And I want this to be affecting the bottom layer. And then on the Filter Studio, I'm just going to add a motion blur. So I brought in this picture of a ship, but just ignore it because I'm going to get rid of it soon and replace it with a different one. But I'm just going to be messing around with the colours. So I've added a colour balance adjustment, and on the highlights I'm just bringing a lot of warmth into it. And then the shadows, I just want to make it more cool tones, so I'm bringing some blues into it. And I'm clicking on preserve luminance so it still stays quite bright. And then I've just added a fill layer, and I've made the colour a light purple. I've just changed it to soft light and brought the opacity down. So I'm adding a pixel layer, and then using the paintbrush and the colour on black, I'm just going to paint around the edges. And then I'm going to keep it on normal, but I'm going to lower the opacity. And I'm just using this PNG of Peter Pan. I've then just added an exposure adjustment, and I'm going to bring that all the way down to the completely black. And I'm going to put that layer on overlay and bring the opacity down. So this is the boat I decided to go with in the end. I'm adding a HSL adjustment, and I'm bringing the saturation down. And I'm bringing the luminance down as well. And then adding a mask layer, I'm just going to paint away some of the bottom of the boat, so it looks like it's in the water. And then creating a fill layer, and again with that same purple, I'm just dragging it onto the boat, changing it to overlay and bringing the opacity down. And then I'm going to duplicate the boat and flip it around. And I'm just going to bring the opacity down. And then I've just added a perspective filter, and I'm just going to be dragging that boat out. I've then just added another purple fill layer, and I've changed that to soft light and I'm bringing the opacity down. I'm going to add an exposure adjustment and just bring the exposure down a little bit. And then I'm adding a colour balance adjustment, and on the highlights I just want to bring some more warmth into them, so I'm adding loads of yellows and reds. And then I'm adding some blues in the mid-tones. And I'm still clicking preserve luminance so the picture stays bright.